Hello and welcome to the practice. It's been a minute since my last upload. I'm so happy to be back. This video we are building on our previous sequence that I had uploaded. So the basic vinyasa structure is the same, but we are adding a lot of repetition and strength components into the vinyasa. We will focus on building our quads and building strength in our quad muscles and upper body muscles in our back and in our core area, along with the hip opening sequence that it was. As always, we do not need any props for the practice, but if you are comfortable using a block in your transitions, you can have it close by. Thank you so much for choosing to practice with me, and I'll see you on the mat. Begin the practice coming on all fours. Make sure that your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. Plant the tops of your feet firmly on the mat. Next breath, drop your belly, lift your chest. Inhale, tuck your tailbone and round your back. Drop your belly, lift your chest. Tuck your tailbone, round your back, push the mat away with your palms. Two more. Try to bring in the movement from your tailbone. Come back to neutral spine. Extend your right arm up towards the sky and thread the needle. Bring your right palm underneath your left armpit. Come back to all fours. Bring your left shin parallel to the short edge of the mat. Extend your right leg and open up into a side supported plank. Float your right leg, flex your foot, extend your right hand alongside your ears. Keep squeezing your glutes and stack your hips. Next out breath, bring your elbow and your knee to touch in front of your chest and extend. 3, now 2, 3, 4, 5, hold. Bend your top leg, catch your back foot from your big toe side and kick into your arm. Release and bring your right foot in line with your left palm. Back right hand comes on the outside of your left thigh. Sink your hips towards your front heel and extend your left hand up towards the sky. Bring your gaze up towards the sky. Feel a nice stretch in your left quad. Release, shift your hips back. Bring both your palms on the inside of your right foot. Tuck your back toe. Float your back knee. Lizard lunge. You can either hold here or you can bring your forearms down onto the mat. Keep reaching through the back heel. Come back up. Bring your back knee down and grab hold of your left foot with your right hand, and as you sink your left hip down, try to work your back heel towards your glutes. Point your foot, release your quad stretch, frame your front foot, shift your hips back and flex your right foot. Your toes are facing up towards the sky. Reach through the crown of your head. Fold forward into your half splits. Plant your front foot. Sink your hips down, arms alongside your ears. Cactus your arms and open your chest up towards the sky. Extend, shift back into half splits. Reach through the crown of your head. Hinge from your hips. Shift forward, sink your hips, arms alongside your ears. Cactus your arms, open your chest up towards the sky. One more repetition, half splits and low lunge chest opener. Come back into your runner's lunge, tucking your back toe, lift your back knee and reach through the heel. Stack your shoulders directly over your hips, come into a crescent lunge, squeeze your inner thighs so you square your hips. Engage your core. Next breath, bend your back knee, tap it down, cactus your arms, extend your legs, extend your hands. 2. As you push up, push through the heel of your front foot. You should feel the heat building in your quads. Keep squeezing your inner thighs, square your hips to the front of the mat. Last one, come back into your crescent lunge. Open your arms out in a T, twist towards your bent leg. Back hand comes on the outside of your left thigh. Take a deep twist. Release back into your crescent lunge. Take a big circle, arm circle, and as your hands come in front of you and up, come into a one-legged Tadasana. Extend your left leg, hinge from your hip, transition and float into warrior 3. Back into high crescent, make a big arm circle, lift yourself up into one-legged Tadasana. Reach your left foot and hinge from your hips, float into warrior 3. Back into crescent, big arm circle, one-legged Tadasana. This time arms out in a T and twist towards your bent leg. You either stay with your left leg bent or grab hold on the knife side of your left leg and extend that leg. Standing twist. Bring your shoulders away from your ears. Release that foot next to your right foot and sit in the chair. Sit in a chair. Tuck your tailbone. Engage your core. Bring your palms to your chest. Hook your left elbow on the outside of your right leg. Take a twist. Bring your gaze down towards the mat. Shift your weight towards your right leg. Float your left. And if you want to add a challenge, extend that left leg. Come back into a chair. Back to Tadasana. Take a deep breath. Next, inhale, sweep your arms up, float your heels. Exhale, open your chest up towards the sky, bending your elbows, keeping your heels floating. Extend your hands, fold forward. Halfway lift. Reach through the crown of your head. If you can, bring your palms down onto the mat. Pull up on your kneecaps and open your sit bones up towards the sky. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Feel that opening in your hamstrings. Fold forward. Halfway lift. And this time, either step or hop back into plank, float through Chaturanga, upward facing dog or cobra. Bring your knees down, back to all fours. Next, in breath, drop your belly, lift your chest, round your back, shoulder blades move away from each other. Drop your belly, lift your chest, round your back. Last one. Round your back, come to neutral spine, extend your left hand up towards the sky, thread the needle, bring your left shoulder down onto the mat and the left cheek comes down onto the mat. Come out of that, bring your right shin parallel to the short edge, stack your hips, come into a supported side plank, float your back leg and your left hand comes in line with your ears. Squeeze your glutes, stack your hips. Next out breath. Bring your elbow and knee to touch in front of your chest and release. 2, 3, 4. Bend your back leg. Catch your back foot from your big toe side and kick into your hands. Release that. Left foot comes in line with your right palm. Sink your hips down towards your front heel. Left palm comes on the outside of your right thigh. Gaze up towards the sky. Bring both palms on the inside of your left foot. Tuck your back toes. Float your back knee. Lizard lunge. Option to come down onto your forearms. Back up on your palms. Bring your back knee down. Grab your back foot with your left hand, and as you sink your hips down, work your back heel towards the glutes and point your back foot. Release that. Frame your front foot. Shift your hips back. Flex your front left foot and hinge forward into half splits. Shift forward, low lunge. Open your chest up towards the sky. Shift back, half splits. Shift forward, low lunge, cactus arms. Shift forward, half splits. Shift forward into low lunge. Release your arms. Tuck your back toes. Come into a high crescent lunge. Squeeze your inner thighs. Tap your back knee down, cactusing your arms. Extend both your legs, arms alongside your ears. 2. Keep squeezing your inner thighs. 3. Last one, back into crescent lunge. Arms out in a T. Take a twist. You can deepen your twist, bringing your left palm on the outside of your right thigh. Release your twist. Make a big arm circle and come into one-legged Tadasana, right knee to chest. Extend your right leg. Hinge from your hips. Float warrior 3. Back to present. Big arm circle. Float up. Tadasana. Extend your right leg. Float into warrior 3. Move. Back to crescent. Big arm circle. Come up into one-legged Tadasana. Arms out in a T. Take a twist towards your bent leg. Option to grab hold on the knife edge side of your leg. Release your twist, sit in a chair. Bring your palms to your chest. Hook your right palm on the outside of your left foot, left knee. Take a twist. Gaze down towards the mat. Weight is on your left foot. Float your right leg. If you want to challenge yourself, extend your right leg. Step back into chair. Come all the way up to Tadasana. Next in breath. Float your heels, sweep your arms up. Cactus your arms, open your chest. Engage your core. Extend your arms. Fold forward. Plant your palms halfway, lift. Step or hop back into plank. Flow to Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Lift your hips. Come into a downward facing dog. Turn your palms slightly inwards and take 3 push-ups, bringing the crown of your head in between your palms and push back into a downward dog. 2, 3. Palms back to neutral. Float your right leg, pointing your right foot, three-legged dog. Walk back to your standing leg, transitioning through half splits. Bend your top knee, and if you want a challenge, grab hold of your right foot with your left palm. Keep working the back knee up towards the sky. You'll be stacking your hips as you kick your back foot into your left hand. Release that. Walk back into a three-legged dog and take a hip opener by stacking your hips but still keeping your shoulders neutral. Bring your right knee to chest, right palm directly underneath your shoulder. Take a side plank, float your right leg. Bring your sit bones down onto the mat, coming into a straddle sit. Arms alongside your ears and then fold forward. You can grab hold of your feet if that helps. Release your forward fold. Plant your palms. Bring your right knee back into chest. Plant your right foot halfway in between. Make sure that your right palm is a few inches in front of your right foot. Transition into half moon. This is where you can use a block if you need one. Plant your back foot and bring your left arm alongside your ears. You're facing the front of the mat. Square your hips. Hinge from your hips. Fold forward into a twisted pyramid. Release your twist and fold forward into a pyramid. Okay, halfway lift. Bring your feet parallel. You're facing the left longest side of the mat and sit into Malasana. If you want to make it challenging, squeeze your glutes, float your hands. Keep your knees working away from each other. Turn towards the short edge of the mat. Come back into your pyramid fold. Bend your front knee. Palms to your chest. Float your back leg. Warrior 3. Bring your left knee to chest. Transition into one-legged Tadasana. Grab hold of your big toe with your two peace fingers and work your left knee on the outside of your left hip. Float your right hand, shoulder height. Stay here or grow tall and kick your left leg out. Release that. Catch your left foot behind you and transition into dancers. Release your dancers. Bring your left knee behind your right. Sit bones come down onto the mat. Come into a seated twist. You can wrap your left hand around your right knee and ground towards the ground towards the big toe side of your right foot. Release your twist. Bring your right foot a few inches in front of your left knee. Right arm comes on the inside of your right foot. Back leg. Plant your back foot. Make sure that your front heel and back arch are in line with each other. Transition into side angle. Extend your front leg, triangle. Release your triangle. Bring your hips towards your back heel. Flex your right foot. Skandasana. Plant your front foot. Shift forward. Left hand on the inside of your right foot. Take an easy twist. Release your right hand down and flip into a wild thing. Transition into a full plank. Flow through chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Turn your palms slightly inwards. 3 push-ups in your downward dog. 1, 2, 3. Palms back to neutral. Float your left leg. Walk your hands towards your standing leg. Bend your floating knee. Try to catch your left foot with your right hand. Keep kicking into your hand as you work towards your knee pointing towards the sky. Walk back into your one-legged dog. Open your hips. Bring your left knee to chest. Left palm directly underneath your shoulder. Side plank. Float your left leg. Bring your sit bones down. Fold forward in your straddle sit. Release your foot. Plant your hands back on the mat. Bring your left knee to your chest. Plant your left foot halfway in between. Transition into half moon. Ooh, my legs are tired. Plant your back foot down. Right arm alongside your ears. Square your hips. Squeeze your inner thighs. Hinge from your hips. Twisted pyramid fold. If I can get my hair out of my mouth. Fold into a full pyramid. Turn towards the longest side on the right side. Sit in Malasana. For a challenge, float your arms. Squeeze your glutes. Back to Malasana. Turn towards the short edge side. Transition back into pyramid. Bend your standing front leg. Palms come to your chest. Float your back foot into warrior 3. Bring your right knee to chest. Come up into one-legged Tadasana. Left arm out to the side. Grab hold of your big toe with your 2-piece fingers. Work your right knee on the outside of your hip. Stay here or extend your leg. Release that. Catch your right foot behind you and float into a dancer's. Release your dancers. Bring your left knee behind your right. Sit bones come down onto the mat. Take a seated twist. Release your twist. Bring your left foot slightly in front of your right knee. Left palm on the inside of your left foot. Align your front heel to your back arch. Side angle. Extend your front leg. Transition triangle. Release your triangle. Sit into Skandasana to the back of your mat. Plant your front foot. Shift forward into an easy twist. and flip into wild dog. Release into plank and bring your knees down, cross your ankles, come to seated. Extend your legs out in front of you, flex your feet, bring your arms alongside your ears, hinging from your hips, fold forward. Work towards growing, extending through the crown of your head and hinging from your hips. Shoulders are away from your ears. Pull up on your kneecap. Release your forward fold. Roll onto your back. Before we get into our back bend, we'll do some core work here and some more hip strengthening exercises. Bring the soles of your feet together, coming into a butterfly with your legs. Engage your core, tuck your tailbone. You're on the knife edge side of your feet. Push into your feet, squeeze your glutes and lift your hips up. Come down, 5 more of those. Lift and release. Release. Working into your pelvic floor. Engage your core. Plant both your feet hip distance apart, and you can go back into a normal bridge, or you can work into your full wheel for your back bend. Bring the palms on the outside of your ears. Push into your heels. Lift your hips up. And next out breath, push the mat away from you. Come into a back bend. Release. Back down onto the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Arms out in a T. Stack your knees directly over your hips. Drop your knees on the outside of your left hip. Both your shoulder blades are down on the mat. Gaze towards your opposite palm and switch sides. Back to neutral. Shavasana. I hope you enjoyed that practice and you felt the heat in your body. Come back to this practice as many times as you want. Build enough. It helps in releasing all the emotions that are stuck, and also strengthens your hips and your pelvic floor, your abdominal muscles, your back, and the whole shebang. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I'll see you on the mat next time.